Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Rick, and I am finally here with my top 10 slash bottom 10 of the year lists. So this will be my bottom 10 that I'm recording first. So basically, what I'm going to do to not make these videos overly long, I have my 10 worst movies of the year, 10 best movies of the year, and then just a small full handful of honorable mentions. As I watch movies throughout the year, I basically rank them on Letterboxd. This way, it helps me at the end of the year to make my lists. It's very easy at the end of the year. The reason why this video is coming out so late, and I forgot something, so give me 10 seconds. So the reason this video is being made so late, it's today's the 29th of January. Is there were some things that I wanted to try to see, some things I still haven't seen, and then before I do my top 10 of the year, I will mention some of the titles I've yet to see. This way, if you guys are like, oh, why isn't this on the list? Well, it's on the list because A, I didn't like it enough to be on the list, or B, I haven't seen it. So, I do have a couple movies on my bottom 10 list that are probably going to upset some people. If you watch my channel pretty regularly, you'll know I am not a huge horror fan. More when we get to that. So without any further ado, I have a few honorable mentions I'm going to mention, and I'm going to just go into my top 10 worst movies of 2017. So honorable mentions, I have Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. I took RJ to see it in the movie theater. I was not a fan. I thought it was really awful. I thought it was boring. He liked it, which is, obviously the target demographic. He loves the books. I thought it was bad. Ed Helms and Kevin Hart didn't help any matters. Power Rangers, I really did not care for. I was waiting for the Zords and for action and Power Ranger costumes, and finally, about an hour and 30 minutes into an hour and 45-minute movie, it happened, and it was way too late at that point. I lost interest. Ghost in the Shell, I'm not familiar with the source material, so you'll have to excuse me for that, but I checked out the remake and just did not really care for it. And the last honorable mention is Jigsaw. I really wasn't expecting much. The last handful of Saw movies were pretty awful. I think Saw at the time was a great movie when it came out. I thought Saw 2 was good, and then it just got very tiresome. The twists were just getting ridiculous, and Jigsaw continues the tradition. So, top 10 worst movies of the year, in my opinion. Obviously, if you guys disagree or if you have lists, leave a comment down below. Leave a little link if you have a video with your top 10 worst of the year. Definitely will check it out. I love top 10 lists, as you guys know. Number 10, Daddy's Home 2. I mean, is that a big surprise? The only reason I went to see this movie was my girlfriend was going out of town. I was already at the movie theater for movie trivia. There was a spot in the theater. I had Movie Pass, so I was like, meh, let me go see it. And when I got done, I was like, meh, that was awful. So, Daddy's Home 2, yeah, enough to, yes. Number 10, Table 19 is my number 9 movie on this list. The cast in the movie was great. It was Anna Kendrick. It was Craig Robinson. It was June Squibb. It had other people that I'm totally blanking on. It was just tedious to get through. And when you have an hour and a half runtime, and it feels like I've been sitting there for 2 hours, and I am excited when it ends, that is not a good thing. So, number 7, The Only Living Boy in New York. I was actually really excited about checking that movie out. Pierce Brosnan, Kate Beckinsale. I just was not a fan. It was, an indie movie, and you could tell it was an indie movie, and it just was not enjoyable for me. So, yeah. Number 7, the one that a lot of people are going to probably complain about down below, and that's fine. Everybody's free to their own opinion. My number 7 worst movie of the year is It Comes at Night. This was actually on some people's top 10 list. I did not care for this movie at all. Uh, it felt bleh. It's so tough to say, I just know I did not care for the movie. When a movie feels like a chore to get through or watch, that is not a good movie. You should just sit there, get lost in it. If it's a comedy, you should enjoy it and laugh. If it's a drama, you should feel emotions. You should just get sucked into the world. And you're going to hear, my top 10 list and even my honorable mentions. There were movies that I was not expecting to like that sucked me in and didn't let go. So It Comes at Night, number 7 on my worst of the year list. Number 6, and this was actually one of the movies I was looking forward to most seeing last year now, is The Circle. Emma Watson, Tom Hanks, the guy from Star Wars, John Boyega, I believe is his name. The cat, Patton Oswalt. The cast is phenomenal. The book was great. The movie was horrible. The acting was bad. Emma Watson's American accent was horrible. It was just bad. It's such a great concept, almost like a modern day Big Brother, Google, Facebook thing, and it's tough to do what the book did because it leaves you to imagine and what the world would be like if everybody was on this network and they had control over you in a way without giving stuff away. It was just bad, guys. And like I said, I was excited to see that. The rest of the movies on my list, I really, I watched them. I wasn't anticipating a lot. Was not excited about any of them. A few of them I did not want to watch. But yeah, The Circle I was really looking forward to. And all the movies that I've talked about, that was the one I really had high hopes for. And it disappointed and was just... it wasn't good. So, number 5 is 47 Meters Down with Mandy Moore. It is the shark movie that, if you guys are aware, was released onto DVD, and then Target recalled it because the studio bought it, and then it was renamed and put into the movies and made like $40 million, and it was not good. The Shallows, in my opinion, is a much better movie. It's not apples to apples, but The Shallows is much good. Much gooder, much better. If you really want to watch a great shark movie, obviously Jaws. But 47 Meters Down, hot garbage. Number 4, Wilson. This stars Woody Harrelson. It's an independent comedy, a dark comedy, if you will. I was looking forward to seeing it. And it just disappointed. So I don't have much more to say. I kind of watched it and forgot about it. So number 3, this will be no surprise as it's on most people's worst of the year lists. The Emoji Movie. You guys might remember a while ago I did a review of the Emoji Movie with my sister right after watching it and talked about how it was a product placement paradise, and the movie was just... It was bad. Bad. I don't even think bad justifies how terrible the movie was. It just wasn't entertaining. A poop joke emoji can only go so far. It pretty much summarizes the movie. Haha. So, number 2 and number 1, some people might say it's not really fair because the one's a straight to DVD movie and the one was a TV movie, even though it's released to DVD and Blu-ray. But number 2 is Surf's Up 2 Wave Mania. Surf's Up is probably one of my favorite animated movies from the last 10 to 15 years. Not as much so as Disney movies, but on the same wavelength as Monster House and the first couple of Shrek movies. Stuff like that that's really good, enjoyable kids movies, animated movies. And The only reason I checked this out was RJ wanted to see it, which is the reason why I see a good amount of animated movies. Obviously, I'm excited to see like Disney movies, and there's certain animated movies that look pretty good and entertaining. Storks was another one that I really enjoyed. Um, but Surf's Up 2 was interesting because it was made by the WWE, and as you guys know, I'm a big wrestling fan. So I decided that I would watch Surf's Up 2 Wave Mania with my son, and boy oh boy, wow, was it terrible. Shia LaBeouf, if they called you and asked you and you said no, you're a genius. If they didn't ask you, or if they didn't ask you to do it, you're lucky. It was awful. It featured The Undertaker and John Cena, I think, was in it, and maybe the Bella Twins as penguins. It was bad, guys. So that's Surf's Up 2 Wave Mania. And now the number one worst movie of the year, Sharknado 5, Global Swarming. When the first Sharknado came out, I loved it. When the second Sharknado came out, I really loved it because they're making a corny sci-fi asylum movie. And that's fine. There's a movie like The Room is now historically known as being one of the best, worst movies ever. Sharknado, kind of in that same vein. They're not trying to make a superstar out of Ian Ziering. They're not trying to make a best picture. They're trying to make something fun and entertaining, something that'll make an hour and a half go by and have you laughing and just shaking your head at how ridiculous it was. The first movie succeeded. The second movie succeeded. The third one did an okay job, but then they started throwing in all these C-D-list celebrities. Well, in the fourth one, they ran out of the C and D-list celebrities and were going for E and F lists. And then they had nobody left in Sharknado 5 Global Swarming. And it was horrendous. It was not entertaining. It was not funny, in my opinion. It was not a fun watch. So, once again, guys, that is it for the bottom 10 or worst 10 movies of the year, in my opinion, of course. But like I said, be sure to leave comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. What were some of your least favorite movies of 2017? And if you agree with me, cool. If not, we'll talk about it. That's the beautiful thing about movies, is not everybody's going to agree on everything. But we can talk about it and enjoy what we enjoy and try different things and watch different things. So that's it for this video, guys. Like I said, I'm also going to be doing a top 10 list very soon. I'll probably put these videos out pretty close together. So that's it. As always, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you don't already. Hit the bell for notifications so whenever I produce new videos, you guys will be notified when they drop. And, links to my letterbox, which I said I have my lists and I create all different kinds of lists. My most anticipated of the month, which I have to do one for February. Stuff I've seen, stuff I want to see, stuff I need to see before the Oscars. All sorts of lists can be found. The link is down below to my letterbox. Also my Blu-ray.com account. And that's it, guys. So check that out in the description box. And until next time, who's down the movie?